And we are back with Sports Babble with Myles and Quinn. We got a new episode for you guys today. Today we are going to be doing a post-game discussion and a pre-game discussion. One of the games was the Patriots and Dolphins, and the other was the Chiefs and the Saints. So we'll be doing a little discussion on both those games. So yeah, we'll be back after these words.
Whether a scrape on your knee or a boo-boo on your arm, we at Kid Clinic are here for your needs. Our entire staff of doctors, nurses, and practitioners have graduated from the highest levels of elementary education. And, most of all, we care. We care. We care.
Wait! You're just a kid!
Relax, Mr. Schwartz. I'm a Band-Aid expert. Working at the Kid Clinic has been a dream come true and a huge step for my career. And recess is always fun. Thank you, Kid Clinic.
Hey, this is Quinn, reminding you to please take a moment and smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. And while you're at it, click on the notification bell to never miss an upload of Sports Babble with Myles and Quinn. Enjoy the show. And we are back. So, like I said in the intro, today we are going to be doing a post-game and a pre-game discussion. So we are going to be starting with the post-game discussion the pre-game discussion of the Chiefs and Saints game, which has just started, I think, a little while ago. And after we finish that discussion, we'll move on to a pre-game discussion, or a post-game discussion, of the Patriots and the Dolphins game. So, so we're going to start with the Chiefs and Saints game. That should be going on right now. So we're going to get right into it and just discuss our thoughts on what we think is going to happen in this game. So I guess I can start us off. Personally, I think this is going to be a very great matchup. You know, Chiefs and Saints are two of some of the better teams in the league right now. The Chiefs obviously have one of the best offenses in the league and maybe the best quarterback in the league in Patrick Mahomes. They have Tyreek Hill, probably top 10 wide receiver in the league. Yeah. They have just so much talent on that team. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, great rookie running back. Le'Veon Bell hasn't done much for them, but it's still a great addition to that team. So they have a lot of great talent all around. Travis Kelce, tight end. You know, everywhere you go, you see talent really on this team. So the Chiefs are obviously really good. And the Saints are really good too. Drew Brees coming back from an injury this week, going to play in this game. They have Alvin Kamara. Not sure which one it really is. But I'd say he's definitely a top 5 running back in the league this season. Maybe top 10, maybe not top 5, but he's playing really well this season. They have Michael Thomas, who is out, hasn't been playing as well this year as he was last year in his record-breaking season. But still, that team has a lot of great talent as well. They have a really strong defense. Cam Jordan, top pass rusher in the NFL. So they just have a lot of great talent all around. So both of these teams are just really good. So it's going to be a good one to watch, see who comes out on top.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Quinn, like you said, great talent both at the quarterback position and at many other positions. You know, Kansas City definitely has some advantages at some positions on offense, but for me, it's the Saints having a fantastic defense. The thing I will say is I'm not sure how good of a game this is going to be. The Saints, preferably for me, they have better defense than they do offense. And that's definitely going to show, I think, today with Drew Brees being out with some bad injuries, just coming back, as well as Jameis Winston getting COVID. And some of you may be thinking, well, that probably won't matter because they'll just use Taysom Hill. But that's actually a very big blow because, as some of you know, Taysom Hill, the Saints like to use him as a sort of utility player on offense, and they'll just have him do everything. I believe they made a larger part in this game for that. Now with Jameis Winston being out, I feel he will be limited in case Drew Brees gets hurt or he has to come out. Yeah, I think that Kansas City doesn't have a bad defense. They have a pretty good defense, and I think they'll be able to stop the Saints offense, which is pretty high powered. And I think that the Saints have good defense. But I mean, can anyone slow down the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Le'Veon Bell, Tyreek Hill, like you said, McCole, Hardman? Can anyone stop them? It just doesn't seem like that's really on the table.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Myles. The Chiefs have a really powerful offense. I'm not sure about Sammy Watkins. I was playing Madden a couple of years old and I saw it on the Chiefs, so it's still kind of stuck in my mind. But is definitely a good receiver. The Chiefs have such a powerful offense. The Saints have a bit of a downside today on their offense. They don't have Michael Thomas. I heard that earlier, and that's not a good thing because Michael Thomas probably the best wide receiver in the league. And
bummer.
It's just insane, like good everywhere. And so Drew Brees needs the help this year and coming off an injury. And before, he hadn't really been playing that well. Like, I watched him. He was making mostly short throws and a lot of long throws, sometimes not as accurate as we expect him to be. And so I don't know if he's the same Drew Brees that we've seen for a long time now. So I'm just wondering what's going to happen in this game. It's going to be a good one. Definitely going to want to watch it when this is over. I think I predicted the Chiefs are going to win, though, just because they have a, frankly, very good defense. They should be able to stop Breeze and Alvin Kamara without Michael Thomas. So I think that'll be a positive for them, stopping the Saints. And I think they'll be able to break through on offense since they have just such a powerful offense. They're probably like the strongest in the league.
Oh.
Maybe like the Bills.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you there, Myles, with the Chiefs having the strongest offense in the league. I don't know how contested that is. You and Quinn both mentioned Michael Thomas being out, and that will hurt the Saints with Drew Brees, but I'm not sure how much. This year, Michael Thomas has amounted to pretty much almost nothing on the Saints. He's had injuries. That doesn't mean he would have been a big part. It's just struggling with injuries makes you play a little worse. He wasn't playing fantastic anyway. So I think that him being out, well, it's still a blow. It's not a massive blow. And I think that the Saints next year, I think they will trade him. I'm thinking that, and this is sort of a blockbuster trade, but I think he could be going to the Philadelphia Eagles for maybe Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was very vocal, I believe it was yesterday or today, saying that he didn't want to play as a backup. So I don't know, with Drew Brees getting older, Taysom Hill really playing that utility position, I think that's a possible trade in the future. Obviously, Eagles would probably have to throw in maybe draft pick, but worse Michael Thomas plays this year, the less value the Saints will be getting for him. So I don't think it's questionable on how, if he's even injured so he's not going to play his best, they're just going to take him out, because that could be affecting how much of a, or how good a trade he's going to get.
Yeah, great point. Michael Thomas obviously had a fantastic season last season, but otherwise this season hasn't been very consistent dealing with injuries. Most of this season hasn't played too many games, hasn't been too good for the Saints offense. And I liked how you brought up the trade factor with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz obviously this year has been playing some not very good football, leading the league in interceptions. and so he's not very good on this team. But I think that may be a good trade for the Saints. It may lead to a little rebuild on the Saints offense because this Saints offense does need some more weapons. But, Carson Wentz, he might, if they do make that trade, he might find his place on the Saints offense because I do see Drew Brees retiring after this season, dealing with an injury these past couple weeks, and last season breaking his thumb. So 2 injuries in a row. He's definitely getting older. I do see him retiring this season, and maybe, like you said, the Saints looking for a trade for a new quarterback because they need Taysom Hill to be that utility player, and it's tough to rely on Jameis Winston and just football in general.
Yeah, I have kind of an add-on to Quinn talking about the quarterback situation that Saints is going to have because they've relied on Drew Brees for so long now. Kind of like Patriots and Tom Brady. Tom Brady really helped them, and now it's just going downhill, and I think that's going to happen for the Saints, too. I'm feeling that next year is going to be like a big year for quarterbacks. I mean, Justin Herbert, Tua, and what was the last one? Joe Burrow. All have their rookie season. Next year they'll probably play better. Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson probably settling in for the first time when he had a couple seasons. And Matthew Stafford probably going to be a free agent. That's going to be pretty big. And so I'm predicting that next year quarterbacks are going to be like a big talk. Everyone's going to be talking about them.
Oh, yeah, Myles, you brought up Tua Tagovailoa as a rookie quarterback. Quarterback's playing really well next year maybe. But speaking of Tua Tagovailoa, we were also going to do a post-game of the Dolphins and Patriots game, so that's a great transition. Nice job setting that up, Myles. And there's the Dolphin sound effect. All right, so just a little post-game. The Patriots ended up losing to the Dolphins in this game, 12-22. Dolphins pulling out the win in the second half after not playing a great game in the first half. Myles and Myles Lane, one of you can choose to go first. I know you're both Patriots fans, so you might have a larger opinion on this game.
I think I could take this one first, other Myles. So the Patriots played and we were winning by 6 points, a shutout in the first half, but we played bad. We did not play good. Cam Newton, again, not a good first half. The only person who really showed that they had a good half was Nick Folk, Jake Bailey, and Jacoby Myers. Michelle had a decent half as well as like Demir Bird. Anyway, so New England then they kept giving up leads and field a touchdown. First touchdown Miami scored. So New England, eventually they ended up scoring 12 points, none of them off touchdowns. Nick Folk was perfect, 4 for 4. All 4 field goals, but that does not matter if your team can't score any touchdowns. Cam Newton and Tua Tagovailoa. I butchered it, but I don't care. Neither of them had a good game. Okay, neither of them played good. They played about the same. Neither of them exceeding 150 passing yards. That was just not a good game. Tua threw an interception on the 5-yard line of New England, which hurt them that was early in the game. Anyway, so New England, this is the first year that they won't have winning records since it's been about 20 years. It's the first year they won't make the playoffs since 2008, which is always rough because, I don't know, man, I was 1. I didn't care about football. Other than then, since I was 2, I've cared about football. So made the playoffs every year I did, except for this one. So this is obviously rough on New England, and I honestly believe going forward for the next 2, Cam Newton, a perfect factor of how it was 4th down, he got sacked. That just shows you that he held on to the ball too long. This is going to be a decision that gets criticized against Bill Belichick, as he could have kicked a field goal and then done an onside kick. However, he went for it, and it ended up costing them the game. That's obviously rough, and he's going to take a lot of harsh criticism for that. This was a bad loss. It was not a good win for Miami. They ran the ball very well. Tua did not play a very good game. The New England defense, except for the rushing, New England played pretty well on defense. So New England, not a great game. I do expect Jarrett Stidham to be starting for next week because, again, Cam Newton played a terrible game, and again, you want to get the rookie reps. And by now, I'm pretty sure the Patriots aren't going to be re-signing Cam Newton. So it's pretty pointless to keep playing him, especially in the fact that, why would you want to? Myles, I'll get you, and here you are.
Yeah, Myles made a lot of good points there. Neither teams played very well. I saw most of the game. It was just an ugly game. Cam Newton, he's not going back next year. I honestly hope he doesn't because it's just painful to watch, honestly, for me. Because I've always known the Patriots as a passing team. Usually they can get, when it's 3rd and 7, instead of having Cam Newton trying to run it up the middle and getting sacked, they usually have pulled off a good pass. And so, yeah, I agree with Myles. It's hard to see. For me, you said first time not making the playoffs since 2008. So every time I've been alive, they've made the playoffs. And so this is a new thing for me. But,
That's good.
a lot of people, I kind of hope this will build up New England's reputation because for a long time, people have kind of said, for New England, it's either your favorite team or you hate them because they're always winning. And so hopefully we can build our reputation back up. I don't know. That might be the only good thing about this for us. But I agree with you I think he's going to get better, but he didn't really play a good game today. But sometimes had a bit of pressure on him. He's going to need to learn to deal with that. And I saw this one time where he ran out to the side, and then he tried to juke a defender, and he only went like that, and the person just tackled him, and it was so bad. And so maybe he's figuring out that that's not the thing for him, but I don't know. I kind of agree with Myles that this wasn't a good game. The Patriots, they're my favorite team, but wasn't that proud of them this game. On to you, Quinn.
Yeah, it was just a really ugly game all around. Both teams not playing very good football. Sad to see. Cam Newton, I think this Patriots team, after losing Tom Brady this offseason and making some questionable trades, I think this Patriots team will, in these next few years, I think 3-4 years, I think for these next 3 to 4 years, this Patriots team will try and rebuild their offense, get some better players on their defense. They obviously have a really good defense, but they could still work on it. I think for these next couple of years, Patriots will be working on that mostly, trying to rebuild this team, trying to find a quarterback, because I do not see them re-signing Cam Newton after the season that he's had, rushing for more touchdowns than passing touchdowns, rushing for more touchdowns than he's thrown. And that doesn't work with his Patriots offense. Patriots offense is really focused towards throwing the ball, and that's how they had success with Tom Brady all those years. And now bringing Cam Newton, who's a running and mobile quarterback, it's really tough to fit him in where he can throw the ball, not phenomenally, obviously, but he's really good at running. It's tough to the Patriots kind of have to move their offensive playbook around him, and then everyone has to change what they've been doing for years. So that just makes it so much tougher on the Patriots. And also Tua not having a great game, throwing a second pick this season, not just playing not very well, not throwing for 100, not passing 150 yards passing, like Myles said. So both teams didn't play too well. They just all around kind of an ugly game. Didn't really. And it was 6-0 at half, so gotta say something. Yeah. Unless anyone else has something to say, maybe hear a word from our executive producers. Mainly just one. We kind of got both too, I guess. But unless anyone else has anything to say, I think we're gonna move on to our mid commercial break. Looks
Sounds
like
a plan.
Yeah, looks like we're all good. So yeah, we'll be back after these words.
Sports Babble with Myles and Quinn.
Wow, thanks, Dad. This is a great game.
You betcha. Pops Pretzels. Get your pops here. Get your pops here. Pops Pretzels. Get your pops here.
Hey, Dad, can we get a couple Pops Pretzels?
You betcha.
Sweet. Nothing compares to a warm, delicious, cooked to perfection Pops Pretzel at the game. Pops, they're perfect.
And if you can't make it to the game, let Pops Pre-Frozen bring the taste of the game to you.
Creepy case, it's a pillowcase. Creepy case, it's
I was like-
our face.
I asked.
Everywhere you'll ever go, people will say, people will know that's creepy case. It's their face. Creepy case, the pillowcase. We're the best, we help you rest. Everything is great. We can help you sleep better. Ish. Kind of not. Oh wait, we're hot. Creepy case. We help you sleep, 'cause it's our face. Every day, every way, we help you sleep and we help you play.
Acting up for us to settle on our penny block.
Hey, this is Quinn, reminding you to head over to sportsbabblevt.com for show recaps, sports updates, contests, news, and more. Plus, click that contact us link and send us your thoughts, questions, or ideas. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Sports Babble with Myles and Quinn.
And we are back. So we are here with the second half of the show. So we're going to start off with Lynn's to Lowdown, then head to Noah with local news and sports, and then Noah will finish it off with listener questions, trivia, and if anyone else has anything to add, then they'll add it, and then we'll be done. So we're going to head to Lane's Lowdown. Myles Lane, take it away.
Lowdown today, I'm going to be talking about the topic we almost went to in our first half of the show, Carson Wentz. And so, Carson Wentz, people are possibly thinking him being traded to the 49ers, which I agree with. Carson Wentz isn't happy about not being the starter, and he isn't the starter, though. Jalen Hurts played a great first game in the season, and I don't see Carson Wentz going back to being the starter. So probably going to get traded for. And if he's going to the 49ers, that's going to be interesting because the 49ers, I mean, I'd say they're desperate for a quarterback. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, I haven't seen him playing. I'm not sure if he's injured or they're just not starting him. They were on their third string today. They went to their third string quarterback just because they were that desperate. Their second string got injured, and so their third string came out, and neither their second or third strings are that amazing. I mean, I just think that, like, Jimmy Garoppolo is better than them when he was injured, and so they're really in need for a quarterback, kind of like the Bengals last year, except the rest of their team is better than the Bengals was. And so I think Carson Wentz might be a good addition if they can train him to be like a better quarterback than he has been. If he is back to that standard that he was the first year, his rookie year, then, or like, not his rookie year, like the year that his team went to the Super Bowl, he was like the MVP of like the season, even though he didn't win the Super Bowl. He was still the MVP of the season just because he played great and got his team to the playoffs. And so if they train him to be that good again and then get some weapons for him, the 49ers offense could be a powerful one again. Do you guys have anything to add to that topic of Carson Wentz being traded to the 49ers?
Yeah, it's definitely very possible. Some people may say, why would they do that if Jimmy Garoppolo brought the team to a Super Bowl last year? But that's not the case at all. Jimmy Garoppolo was a very little part of that Super Bowl team last year. So, I do see maybe them trading for Carson Wentz, who, if they can, like you said, Myles, train Carson Wentz to get back to his old self, that could be a very good trade for this 49ers team, who has some very strong components on that team, and that could make this team another playoff team again, like it once was. If anyone else has anything to say about Myles' section on Lane's Lowdown, then go ahead. But if not, we're going to head to local news and sports with Noah.
Yeah, I got you. So the San Francisco 49ers obviously they haven't been playing their best football. They're obviously, I don't blame them fully. They're in a division filled with giants. This is a team that chances are 3 teams in their division are going to be going to the playoffs, because the Rams, Seahawks, and even the Cardinals have been playing fantastic this year. They all have new looks, new teams. Everything's fantastic for them. San Francisco's been in a tough division. Jimmy Garoppolo seems almost prone to injuries for the 49ers. And I feel like he's a little, and this may be a stretch, but I do feel like he is a little. He gets, and the more he gets.
Myles, we're losing you.
Gets in, the teams are going to be to win, and that amounts to the worst.
I think Myles
Gets
is
play, and I think that with injured so much, and with Nick Mullins even getting injured this year, or this game against Dallas, I think that San Francisco should have a backup quarterback. Sorry, drop the phone there.
Myles, your internet wasn't so great right then, but so we apologize for that, for all the viewers at home. But just to remind you, we are doing it on Google Hangouts, so that will happen time to time. Not so great internet, it's tough doing it over the mountains.
I actually don't think it's my internet. I dropped my phone.
We thought you were actually sledding.
Unless Myles, unless anyone else has anything to say.
Well, do we want him to repeat that real quick?
Yeah, you want to go over that again?
Good.
All right, so Jimmy Garoppolo is a bit prone to injury on the 49ers, and this is going to hurt his chances with staying there, because it's been there for, I think it's 3 years, and he's been two of them he's been injured. And even today, Nick Mullins got injured, so they had to go to their third string, C.J. Beathard, who's one of the better third strings in the game, and Nick Mullins is one of the better second strings in the game. But I think that he's closer to getting cut than people think. And I think having a more reliable backup there, even if it's backing up Nick Mullins, would be very beneficial for San Francisco. And I mean, if he's not being used by the 49ers, which I do think it'd be a mistake to trade him, I think he's a very good backup quarterback. Although we thought Andy Dalton was going to be a good backup quarterback, and he has been bad.
Oh, boy.
Although he still has a decent chance at taking his team to the playoffs. All right, so in total, I think Jimmy Garoppolo, if he gets injured less, his chances of staying a starter and staying on the 49ers are going to be better. But if you can get Carson Wentz for something decently cheap, maybe a third-round pick, fourth-round pick, I think that it would be worth it for the 49ers, even for the Patriots. I think Carson Wentz does have some talent there, and I think someone who's getting him, especially as a backup, is going to be a base deal.
All right, cool. Good Lane's Lowdown section. So now we're going to head to Noah with local news and sports.
Local news and sports with Noah.
Okay, so here we are for local news and sports with me, myself, and I, Noah. Let me just get my stuff up real quick, but, here, let me just get it up. Okay, yeah, great, start with Lane's Lowdown, great, before game, after game, nice job with that. So we're gonna get right into the local sports. So, I went over this a while ago, it was like a couple episodes ago, it was about the People's Academy Wolves Division 3 boys soccer team and how they won the championship against I think it was Greensboro. But something that came up in the News and Citizen was that they had won the All-State team, and congratulations to these guys, Gabe Carlson, Landon Doobie, Dylan Haskins, Oliver Niagro, Charlie V, and all those guys. Just congratulations for making that. That's
pretty incredible.
Yeah, especially with this year and all the things that's been going on. Their last year in high school, going on to college for a couple of them. It's a good way to end it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats, boys.
Another thing from the Wolves side, Angie Faraci was the coach, and she was like named, let me see, she was awarded for one of like the best coaches and like for the boys teams, and it's just a great thing because she's a female, and because not only that, because she's coaching a boys team who was led to the championship.
And is she the first female to be voted Coach of the Year?
Yeah.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible. Congrats, Coach Angie.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Myles.
Little update right now. I have this little thing on my iPad for live scores. The Chiefs are 14. The Saints have 0. It's quarter 2 live score.
Okay.
Whoa. Holy cow.
14-0 already.
Yeah.
That's rough.
So another thing from the Vermont side, UVM basketball player Anthony Lamb makes the NBA cut. So a couple years, we've been watching their games, the UVM games, and he's been just great. And he's now going to play with the Pistons, and it's really his time to shine. He was in his prime a couple years ago when he was offered, but he didn't take it. He wanted to go and play college for one more year. But really, he doesn't. I keep on blanking on his name, but he doesn't really compare to
Zion.
Yeah, Zion Williamson. He does not compare, in my opinion. Zion Williamson just is such a great player, and he has so much potential, and he's already showing that really in his first year of basketball and in the NBA. But I think Anthony Lamb does have potential, and he can be great one step at a time.
I mean, I think that Zion would take Anthony Lamb in one-on-one any day.
I think I could beat Zion in a one-on-one.
That
Just
is
look at me. Come on.
That's uncontested, but I do think that Zion would take him. Sorry, Anthony.
Yeah. Something from the Burlington Free Press. Winter sports still on hold, sadly. Governor Phil Scott doesn't have news, school-based or recreational sports that have been on hold for more than a month. So it's really just I don't know.
So do you guys think?
Count our
Do
blessings.
you guys think a school basketball season's going to happen or what?
I don't know.
If it does, it's going to be very late in the season.
Yeah. So that's about it, all I have from local news and
Local news and sports with Noah.
See you guys. Yeah. Back to you guys.
Actually, Noah, right back to you. Slingshot. Boom,
Right,
boom, boom, boom.
bam. Boom,
Right back to you with listener questions and trivia.
Yeah, we're just wrapping this up real quick. So something listener questions. Will this continue before the games, after the games have happened over this weekend? And yeah, will this continue?
Well, what continue?
Well, this episode, we went over before, before the Chiefs and Saints game and after the other game. Will that continue?
Yeah, very likely that we will continue doing post game and pre game discussions. It's a good one to talk about. Me and Myles also have a little idea lined up to talk about the Hall of Fame. So make sure to check out Sports Babble's most recent blogger post at sportsbabblevt.com. So check that out to have more information on that. But yeah, this series, I guess you could call it this. I most likely it will continue.
Yeah. That was basically a question for all of you guys. But Quinn, that's a good answer. I like that answer. I like how this episode's going. So how does the Chiefs versus Saints game predict the future? Both great teams, and how do you think if they both go to the Super Bowl, how do you think that will? If one of them goes to the Super Bowl.
I don't see both teams going to Super Bowl. I'd see the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll just say my Super Bowl prediction.
Oh.
Super Bowl prediction. Hot take. Quote me on it. Quote me on this.
Quote.
Chiefs, Packers. That's my Super Bowl prediction. Packers are playing amazing. Anyways, back to your question. I see both these teams definitely making the playoffs and maybe going a little bit far into the playoffs. Chiefs, like I said, going to the Super Bowl. Maybe the Saints making it 2 rounds into the playoffs. We'll see what happens with that. But, I think this game will affect both these teams' future with the playoffs. And both teams will still make the playoffs, but it may affect their drive to go to the Super Bowl.
Myles Lane, do you want to say something about that?
So, first of all, I had the exact same Super Bowl prediction as Quinn. Definitely the Chiefs, and then I was flipping between the Saints and the Packers, and once I saw the Saints getting crushed so far, 14-0, still 14 minutes left in the second quarter, I'm going with the Packers over the Saints. And so, I guess this will affect the Chiefs because they're fighting for that for the first round bye and home field advantage. So if they can get by this tough game, then it might be home free for the home field advantage. I'm not sure how many games are left in the season. This might be week 15 or week 16. But either way, this will probably help them secure that home field advantage. And the Saints, I think it'll help them winning their division if they pull off a win, then it'll be very beneficial for them, showing that they can beat probably the Super Bowl team from the AFC will definitely be a bit intimidating for their opponents.
Yeah, great point.
Yeah, so since we're doing Super Bowl picks, it's a tough one for me, but I'm gonna say the Chiefs are gonna win, and that's it. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna go real underdog here, and I'm gonna say the Chiefs are gonna beat the Rams because, yes, the Rams are playing the Jets. They have an easy win probably, but the Rams have been playing very good. Cam Akers, their running back, ran all over the Patriots, and I really think that's what's gonna hurt. And New England, they were just terrible, and their run defense is pretty bad, as we've seen for the past 2 weeks. But anyway, Jared Goff, he does have a lot of turnovers, almost as many as Daniel Jones. Oh, I'm sorry, Quinn, but actually I think he had more than Daniel Jones. Anyway, Jared Goff has a turn. Cam Akers can run. Plus, they have like Aaron Donald and otherwise, Jalen Ramsey, and they have a good defense. It's good. I don't want to say really good, but it's almost there. It's super close to being really good. And then they have a pretty much same thing offense. So they have better defense than the Chiefs, worse offense than the Chiefs, but they are just a good team, and I think that I picked them as Super Bowl favorites right now. They're really underrated, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of people this year. They're going to show up.
Back to with trivia.
Okay, yeah, back to me with the trivia. So do you guys want to change this up? We've been going over the games a couple times, but if you guys want to change it up, please feel free to say it either from Myles, or Quinn, or from you guys in the comments.
No, it's okay. If you got your trivia question queued up, let's hear it.
Okay.
Maybe he thinks it's not a good question.
No.
He's
I'm
afraid that you guys are gonna stump
I'm saying for previous or upcoming episodes. But anyway, so who won the Ravens and Browns game?
Big question.
And what was the score?
Rams
What was
What was the game again?
Repeat the question again. Noah.
Ravens and Browns game.
Oh, I know that.
No Googling.
No Googling.
Okay. I am fully aware that the Ravens won.
Okay.
Same. Oh, I just watched it today. It was like they were down by a couple points, and
Lamar came in.
I think it was like 41-40 or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, I still remember. Oh, Quinn, you can go first.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so I remember I have the Ravens defense on the Sports Babble Fantasy League. Make sure next year you get ahead and join Sports Babble with Myles and Quinn Fantasy League. This year it's too late, but anyway. So I have the Ravens defense. I remember they got like 0 points, and it was terrible. And I remember both teams were in the 40s. I'm going to say 42 to 45 Ravens.
Okay.
I'm going to go 40 to 43.
40 to 43. And Myles Lane, you said 41 to 40?
I think so.
Okay. Actually, no, you guys were right. You guys are all.
Did you say none of them?
Yeah, none of them. They were all right on the Ravens winning, but it was 47 to 42 Ravens against the Browns.
Oh,
high scoring.
I was
game.
a safety off. Come on, man.
A safety and a couple points.
All right. Anyways, I think that should
just a
wrap it up
safety.
for this episode of Sports Ball with Myles and Quinn. We should be back next week with another episode. But anyways, we'll see you guys next time on Sports Ball, Myles and Quinn. Bye.